Welcome back to the DAWGCAST, a podcast for dogs who want to get into their feelings. As always, I am your host, comedian, podcaster, and guy who's a little bit sad about today's episode, Pat Moore Comedy, joined as always by my esteemed co-host, podcaster, Pomeranian, and guy who's about to break my heart, Ozzy, Oscar the Pom.
Well, you've already teased the announcement. Do you want to say it, or should I?
This wasn't my idea. You say it.
Well, guys, it's been a hell of a run, and we really appreciate all of your support. But after a lot of thought and consideration and prayer, we have decided it's time for us to end the DAWGCAST.
Don't drag me into this, okay? I'm a dog for life, all right? And I think we've done some incredible work on here. And to be honest with you, I'm not even buying this whole, we're ending the DAWGCAST thing.
Look, Dad, we've gone over this. I know we've had some fun, but I think it's time for us to focus on new projects, you know? Maybe you need to do something more authentic to yourself. Like, you did Hey Baby, I'm Gay, but you're not gay. And now we're doing the DAWGCAST, but let's be very honest. You're not a dog. And I just think we're both going to find more fulfillment in doing new stuff.
Not a dog. Really? After everything we've been through, you're going to tell me I'm not a dog. I mean, look, I brought you into this world. I can take you out of it, young man, all right? And move on to other projects. What other projects are you going to do? You're going to do a new podcast without me? I taught you everything you know about podcasts. You're nothing without me.
Okay, that is hurtful. You just said some hurtful things there. And I have to say, my therapist says I need to tell you that it is not fair that you're forcing me, the child, in this situation to be the adult in the room. But you're clearly going through the 5 stages of grief right now, you know? We got through denial. Now you're clearly at anger. And I know it's hard to hear, but the podcast is ending. And yes, I'm probably going to move on and do another podcast, and it probably will be all canine.
I'm not angry. I didn't even raise my voice that much. And what are we doing here? This isn't us. This isn't the dogs. This is just a little speed bump. We're going to look back on this and laugh. And I don't mind if you want to start a new all canine podcast. That's totally fine with me. Lots of people have multiple podcasts. I can be podcast polyamorous with you, you know. I can also start a new side project.
And now you're bargaining. I get it. It's hard to let go of this, but let's be honest. If we're splitting our time between multiple projects, if we're not fully invested in one thing, we're never going to make something excellent. And look, did I have fun doing this podcast? Of course. You'll always remember your first podcast project fondly, but it's time to move on. And if we're being honest, people never really connected with this show. I know one super fan, and she's related to me. Other than that, this was never really a success.
You're right. The show is terrible, and it's clearly my fault. I mean, as you said, you just started podcasting. This is my 5th podcast. I've been trying to make a good podcast since 2018. Nothing has worked. I'm clearly the common denominator here. You have a bright podcasting future ahead of you, and I support you in your new endeavors. Just promise me that when your new podcast takes off, you'll promote my stand-up dates.
Hey, stop being so hard on yourself. This is just another stage of grief, and I get it. It's sad for this to end, but don't be depressed. Don't blame yourself. From all endings come new beginnings. You never know when something might finally click with people, when something might finally work. Weren't you telling me that Moshe Kasher quote, that it isn't about succeeding, it's about not quitting after failing?
You know what? You're right. We learned a lot. We laughed a lot. We had so much fun hanging out, so it was all worth it, right?
Yes, exactly. There's the final stage, acceptance. And look, I'll always remember this time, this podcast fondly, and we'll always have all these episodes we did together. All 51 episodes will live on, and who knows? Maybe someday people will discover them and the show will find a cult following online and we can come back years later.
You know the one thing that bums me out, though? 51 episodes. 51. We were so close to a full year of DAWGCAST, you know? 52 weeks. 52 weeks of dogs doing dog things on the DAWGCAST.
Hey, you know what? How about we come back next week and we do one more episode? celebrate a full year of dog casting and 52 episodes right on the dot.
I mean, of course, I would love that. But won't the energy be weird now? I mean, what would we even talk about?
Oh, we could do a retrospective, We'll take a look back at all of our favorite moments from the podcast.
I don't know. That sounds like a lot of editing.
Oh, come on. You like the editing. Just agree and wrap up this episode.
All right. That's all the time we have for this week's DAWGCAST, a podcast with only one episode left to go. If you're enjoying the podcast, enjoy it while it lasts. And let us know your favorite moments from the last year of DAWGCAST episodes so that they can be featured on next week's final DAWGCAST. As always, I am your host and guy who hit his step count goal for the day, Patmore Comedy, joined as always by my esteemed co-host and grief counselor, Ozzy Oscar the Palm. One last time. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.